Hi, Bob fans. Happy Bob Day. I mean New Year's. Today is Bob's birthday, and my official gift to him was a capsule machine. But my real gift is that I'm going to design a vacation house for him and then remodel his house on my island. I actually haven't ever done either of these before, so I thought it would be fun. Aw, Bob even gets on the plane with me in this cutscene. It's so cute. Though I thought he told me once he was banned from planes. Anyways, after we got to the island and I got into my work uniform, he told me that he wanted an indoor garden, which I guess was inspired by his default flowery shirt. I always start with the inside of a house when I do designs. I'm not sure why, but that's where I started for this build. Ever since the first Animal Crossing game, Bob has always had the Kitty series in his house, which is now called the Wooden Block series, which is way more boring. I wanted to use this series and sort of blend this Kidcore style with some plant stuff for his request. Oh yeah, and from the aesthetics wiki, Kidcore is an aesthetic that centers around bright colors, nostalgia for icons from the 90s, and kid themes. I didn't realize it included 90s nostalgia since that's usually not a feature of Animal Crossing Kidcore, which I assume is just due to us not having many 90s items in the game. But this makes sense from what I've seen on Tumblr. Animal Crossing does have a ton of awesome Kidcore items though, including my favorite item in the game, the train set. I had to use this in Bob's vacation house since it is perfectly Kidcore and also probably wasn't going to fit in his house build on my island since it's pretty large. For this room's music, I used KK Ragtime, which I heavily associate with Bob since that was his song in every Animal Crossing game before this one. With the first room done, I moved on to the upstairs, which was going to be his bedroom. For the walls and flooring, I matched the ones in his house, so he'd feel more at home here. I saw a house on Happy Home Network that used partition walls, sort of like this, to make an alcove, so I was inspired to do something similar for this cozy tent area. I also included a trio of froggy chairs and a Karo Karopi snack, because I just love froggy items. For this room, I used Music Box Neapolitan since Neapolitan is Bob's default song in New Horizons, and after I added a few more details, this room was done. And now, time for the outside. I knew I wanted a primary colored garden with playground furniture, so I got to work getting a bunch of flowers and stuff, and oh yeah, I made Bob's house a purple and pink mansion. I love it so much. And of course, I had to have an elephant slide. What an iconic piece of furniture. I think it's really underrated. And I also added another froggy chair because you can never have too many froggy chairs. Finally, the house was done. Here's the downstairs playroom with Bob's beautiful train set, and the upstairs bedroom where Bob has a delicious froggy snack, and the exterior where he can water his cute little garden and maybe slide on the elephant slide. It seems like he really likes it, which makes me so happy. I've posted the house to Happy Home Network, so here's the code if you want to check it out for yourself. That night, which was last night, was New Year's. I think this is the only Animal Crossing game where I've seen the New Year celebration since I usually don't stay up for New Year's, but it's just so special in New Horizons. I love how the music gets more and more exciting as you get closer to the countdown, and the firework cutscene where they show the year is one of, if not the best one in the game. And you can swing your little glow stick with the villagers during the countdown. It's just so great. I just wish Bob could have been there, but I guess he decided to skip it this year. The next day, by which I mean this morning, it was time for Bob's party! Chai is Bob's next door neighbor, so I thought it was fitting that she was the one who came to his party this year. I gave Bob his birthday gift and hung out a bit at his house before I went to Nook and asked for the house remodel. I forgot that it costs bells to do. That's kind of weird. Whatever. Just like I did with the vacation home, I started with the interior. I wanted to keep a lot of his current furniture since I think Bob's default house is pretty nice. Unlike some of my other residents, Bob hasn't been gifted ugly furniture by other villagers, thankfully. However, I did want to remove the out-of-date Halloween candy that Bob has had on his kitty table since 2020. I ended up giving him some cute cupcakes instead. I wanted to incorporate his love for flowers and bugs, so I gave him a heart bouquet and a butterfly model. I also went a little overboard with the hanging decorations. It's probably way too much, but I think it's so cool that villagers on our island can have hanging decorations and rugs. I love it. And this build is pretty much done. He's got a a froggy chair. Of course. And I'm glad I was able to include some items that I didn't end up having room for in his vacation home, like the toy box and the dreamy hanging decoration. Finally, it was time to redesign the exterior of Bob's house. When I first got Bob on my island, I was confused why his house looked like this, with no purple on the design at all, since his house was pretty purple and new leaf. But I guess they wanted to give him primary colors to match the kitty set. I was considering keeping the yellow siding, but the purple options called to me. He still has a yellow door, but I think the purple matches his aesthetic much better. And it was finally time to let go of the egg wreath. He's had it forever, and I'm so tired of it. I think the fruit wreath looks very nice. And with that, the remodel was done. I'll have to wait for tomorrow to see the full thing, and I'll probably take some time to redecorate his yard to match the new look, so I'm going to end things here. I'll show off the final design whenever I make my next town tour video, which will probably be sometime this year. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you like this kind of video, and maybe I'll do it again for one of my other villagers. I think Julian and Sprinkle are in desperate need for a remodel. Anyway, thanks again, and remember that Bob times are just times that are Bob. See you later!